Yeah, when I was a much younger guitar player, I was definitely into. I was in the cool guitar solo camp.
Right.
I was like writing songs
Mm.
just to have some excuse to have a
Right.
chord progression.
Right.
A minute and a half from now that I can play a 30-minute solo over.
Yeah.
It's really a bad artistic choice, but
But I've noticed that there's often a conflict with people who are really virtuosic, really virtuosos on an instrument. It's often rare for that to be combined with having a similar focus on songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people who are like, there's no denying that Victor Wooten is skill-wise one of the greatest bass players in history.
Right.
But you put on a Victor Wooten album, the playing's amazing.
Right.
But the songs are kind of...
And that gets to be
the best of his songs are okay.
Yeah.
Or they're they're a vehicle for a really cool instrumental thing, which has its place, but a lot of people that are like great musicians are not. It's a different skill set, and I think there's people that forget that. Like Steve Vai, that guy's an amazing guitar player,
right.
But I really don't want to listen to Steve Vai's compositions, honestly.
Right? No, and that's the problem. It's like a lot of these virtuosic players. It's like, yeah, that's great, but so what?
Right.
And they are completely different skill sets. I didn't.
It could take a while to understand that.
Yeah, I didn't learn that until I started going to the song project.
Right.
And I'm like, I thought it was good enough to be like the best guitar player in the room.
Right.
It's not good enough.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay, I'm the best guitar player in the room. I'm the best guitar player in most of the rooms that I walk into. Not all of them, but most of them.
Right.
So what?
Right.
It's not good enough. Like,
right.
So what?
Right.
I didn't learn how to be a songwriter until I actually went and sat around with a bunch of other songwriters and went, oh, I'm not really a very good songwriter. I thought that I was because I
was playing so well.
Yeah, I had a minute and a half of music that could set me up for a 20-minute guitar solo.
Right.
But that's not good songwriting.
Right.
And it's not like there were people that enjoyed that when I was doing it, but
Sure. Oh, and there's always people that are going to go see Steve Vai and love it because they love watching him play guitar.
I love watching Steve Vai.
Yeah,
I've
me
been
too.
to see him. It's great. He puts on a great show.
Yeah.
I love watching him.
It's just not like...
But I'm not going to put on one of his albums. That's the thing.
Right.
Like, if I'm not in the room with him going, wow.
Right. Well, it's like that for me with the bass. Like Victor Wooten again, it's like I own a couple of his albums and I will put a song into a playlist because I want to hear some badass bass playing in the middle of this playlist. But it's not because it's like, man, I love that Victor Wooten song. Right? I mean, that's, and that changes when you get into like jazz, obviously. There's other people that I would listen to in jazz that, but it's when you can get those people that they're like trying to write songs.
Right.
With jazz, it's like, it's different. You can go way farther out into that world of virtuoso playing.
Right.
And still have it translate as like, this is listenable.
Right. And there are players that walk that line to varying degrees of success.
Sure.
I always liked listening to I think Joe Pass walked that line pretty well.
Right.
He was obviously a virtuosic player. I mean, that guy could just lay it down.
Right.
But when it was time to just play the song,
that's
what he would do.
John McLaughlin's a bit that way too.
Yeah.
Like I still love old Shakti albums.
Right. So I mean, it can be done really well. It can also be done not very well.
Yeah.
In fact, when I play jazz, it's done not very well.
I concur for myself.
It's it's just me standing up there and like masturbating with my instrument. It's okay, well, that's all fine and well, but I mean, I couldn't make like after getting up and playing a half hour of a jazz set, I could not sit and actually like artistically justify anything I just did.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
It's like you all just watched me practice playing a whole bunch of notes. And you can fool some audiences with that, but you're not going to do amazing things with that. I haven't, so...